The start of the second half of the baseball season is always a time to refresh the batteries and come out charged following the All-Star break. Hopefully that won't be the case for the visiting Miami Marlins, who hand the ball to the freshest arm they've got. And it's a pretty good fresh right arm to have.
It's a nice way to start the second half of the baseball season here at Citizens Bank Park. It's Fiat Italian Heritage Night. Where's Greg Farnese when you need him? It's game one between the Phils and the Miami Marlins here at Citizens Bank Park. And the big news earlier today is that the Phillies announced that Aaron Nola will make his major league debut this Tuesday against the Tampa Bay Rays. 10 victories, an ERA overall between AA and AAA of under 3. And yes, he will be here in Philadelphia Tuesday night against Tampa. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, joined by Matt Stairs. We'll talk about that a little bit more during the telecast. I think a lot of people are excited about the chance to see Aaron Nola, just as the Marlins fans are always excited to see Jose Fernandez take the baseball on the mounds.
Well, they definitely are at home because his home record's unbelievable. But he's a guy that brings a lot of energy to the team. He's like getting a number one guy back in the middle of the season, coming back from Tommy John. Before he went on Tommy John surgery, unbelievable numbers. 36 starts, 16-8 with a 2.25 ERA. He is a guy that goes out and pounds the strike zone with a fastball slider change. He enjoys pitching. He loves it. His last outing here versus Cincinnati, he wanted to go out and pitch to contact. So what's he do? He goes out and he throws a lot of fastballs, strikes out a lot of guys. The pitch I'm very impressed with is his slider. Right? They call it the defector. Kind of ironic, isn't it? He's just a guy that goes out there and has a very good fastball. But the pitch he's been working on a lot is the changeup. He's changed up to a lot to left-handers, has a very good movement, so you have to get him up in the zone and make him throw strikes.
Well, you just saw that changeup on the last highlight we showed you. It's pretty devastating. He throws it about 9% of the time. He'd like to raise that to maybe 12 to 15% of the time. Well, two of the guys he'll have to deal with in tonight's lineup for the Phillies, Ben Revere and Maikel Franco, both finished up fairly strong of the first half.
Well, Ben Revere, all he does is just put the ball in play and gets hits. That's the key for Ben, is to hit the ball on the ground and use his speed. When he hits the ball in the air, it means he gets a little lifty. He needs to let the ball get deep, hit the ball, use his speed. He creates havoc when he gets on base pass, and that's the key for him, to keep the ball out of the air, and do what he does. And you can see the numbers the first half. Maikel Franco come up, unbelievable, had that great stretch in New York, 10 home runs, 34 RBIs. These two young kids right here, Glow, when they're hitting the ball, putting the ball in play, they've both been playing very good defense. Ben's stealing bases as well. Maikel's playing very good third base. So it's a big key second half for these guys to keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah, Pete Mackinnon said today about Maikel Franco when somebody asked, are you going to have to give him some more days off as the year moves on? He said, he's 22. He doesn't want any more days off. So tonight, it starts anew for the Phils against the Miami Marlins. Jose Fernandez, his third starts. It's coming off the DL. Adam Morgan will make his fourth start for the Phils. Lineups and first pitch when we return to Philadelphia right after this.
Phillies baseball is brought to you by Citizens Bank. One deposit checking. Keeping things simple is helping you bank better. By Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. By Toyota, where will Toyota take you? Visit buyatoyota.com to find out. Toyota, let's go places. By Budweiser, make a plan to make it home. And by Independence Blue Cross, live fearless. Learn more at ibx.com. Set for tonight's start here at Citizens Bank Park, trying to right the ship after what happened in his last outing against the Los Angeles Dodgers. So composed, he spent a lot of today just signing autographs from fans who sent in photos and baseball cards. Very relaxed kid, and he's hoping that he can find the same rhythm that he had in the previous 2 starts, and he was very effective for the Phillies during those 2 outings. The Marlins and the Phils getting together for the 7th time this year. The Marlins hold the season series edge right now, 4 wins to 2. This is the first time, of course, that Adam Morgan will face the Miami Marlins. Meanwhile, for Jose Fernandez, the starting pitcher for the Marlins, he is still warming up out in the bullpen. It's actually a little later than you would anticipate for him as we begin the second half of the 2015 season. The Marlins 38-51, 11 games out. Meanwhile, the Phillies, of course, 29-62. The 62 losses, the most they've ever had before the All-Star break in franchise history. Well, the Phillies have taken the field, getting set for tonight's outing for Adam Morgan. He'll begin his warm-up tosses. On a very comfortable night for baseball. Let's take a look at the Marlins lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. Echeverria leads it off at shortstop. Martin Prado bats second, just off the disabled list. Christian Yelich will hit third. Casey McGee will bat cleanup. Justin Bour will hit fifth. JT Realmuto, the catcher, will bat sixth. In the bottom third, Morse Gillespie and Jose Fernandez, who's got a pretty good bat in his own right. And they will face the 25-year-old from Marietta, Georgia. 1-2 on the year, an ERA of 4.32. He was the 11th starting pitcher the Phillies used this year. Tuesday, Aaron Nola will be the 12th. And Matt, we mentioned his last outing. He said he just didn't feel right. He said he just couldn't find the inside corner against the Dodgers, and they made him pay in that outing.
Well, and that's the thing right there. You forget about your last start. As you see right there, the Budweiser scouting report. Average fastball, 89.3 miles an hour. He's 4-pitch pitcher. But what I like about it is that there's 12 miles between his fastball and his changeup, which is perfect. His average on his changeup is 77. So, one would like to see him throw more fastballs and mix in some more curveballs.
Well, as we said, he's a very composed kid, and looking forward to the opportunity to pitch here tonight. Let's take a look at our Nissan keys to tonight's ball game.
Well, key number 1 for me today is Morgan. Better location with the fastball. The league's hitting 419 versus his fastball. And don't allow Fernandez to find his groove. He's a guy that gets the ball and he wants to go quick. Slow him down, step out. Take that smile off his face.
He's a little tardy, by the way, Matt.
He is.
It's game time is supposed to be 7:05, and it's 7:08. And he is still wandering into the dugout. So as he heads back to the dugout, Adeiny Echeverria will lead things off for the Marlins. Echeverria hitting .278, 4 home runs, 35 runs batted in. He went into the break, though, 3 hits in his last 16 at-bats. He's batting leadoff because D. Gordon injured his thumb right before the All-Star break. Now the first pitch is in there, so we're underway, and it's 0-1. Phillies have lost 5 consecutive games into the break. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Meanwhile, the Marlins have actually played better baseball. In fact, Dan Jennings, in his first year, after being the general manager, now the skipper. Dominic Brown out toward right field, backpedaling and making the catch. As one away. Well, that might be an indication of how the ball's going to travel here tonight. That ball was not squared up at all when it went out to the warning track.
No, it was not. And Dominic kind of got confused with the type of swing.
Yeah.
But like you said, Tom, it's blowing right to left. Ball will carry tonight. Good night to hit.
Well, here's Martin Prado. Prado, this year against the Phillies, has driven in 10. His career numbers are very good against the Phils from his days with the Braves. First pitch to him. It's out towards center field. He got it toward the end of the bat. Ben Revere comes coasting in. And there are 2 outs. So 2 quick outs for Adam Morgan. And Christian Yelich will be the batter. Christian Yelich is all the Marlins have left in their opening day outfield. Giancarlo Stanton has missed 14 games on the disabled list after hand surgery. And Marcell Ozuna, very talented center fielder for the Marlins. Well, he's been shipped out to the minor leagues. That pitch is over. He was 1 for his last 36 before they sent him down. 0-1 pitch to Yelich. Fouls it back. It's 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch. Just missed inside. 1-2.
Just missed, but I like the pitch of coming inside. Now back it up. And they're going to go slider away.
Yep. That one is spun out towards shortstop. Galvis is up with it. 8-pitch inning for Adam Morgan. 1-2-3 go the Marlins. We'll go to the bottom of the first. The Phillies' first look this year at Jose Fernandez. Coming back from Tommy John surgery. It's his first start, though, away from Marlins Park. He says hi to everybody when he comes out. He said hi going in. He said hi going out. Let's take a look at the Phillies lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. It'll be Revere, Hernandez, and Franco, followed by Ryan Howard, Cody Ashe, and Freddie Galvis. And the bottom third of Dominic Brown, Cameron Rupp catching, and Adam Morgan on the mound, of course. And the numbers on Fernandez very good. 2-0. 2.08 ERA. 6 strikeouts his first time out. 9 strikeouts his last time out. He's allowed just 1 homer, but he's also hit a homer.
In his last game he pitched, he wanted to pitch to contact. Struck out 9 guys. That tells you how good his fastball is. You see average fastball 95 miles an hour. 3-pitch pitcher, but his best pitch is a slider.
Well, he'll face Ben Revere to start it off. Revere is 1 for 8 lifetime against Jose Fernandez. First pitch is on the inside corner. It's 0-1. Revere hitting .297. Look what he's done his last 18 games. .393 batting average during that stretch. Chopper to first. Easy play for Bohr. 1 away. That'll bring Cesar Hernandez to the plate. All right, here are the splits between the home and road. You want to talk about it. Creature comforts. I mean, a 1.17 ERA, 10 strikeouts, 10.4 strikeouts per 9. But a .226 opponent's batting average compared to .293 on the road.
Amazing. You'd almost think that he can only pitch at home. So we're going to keep him at home. He's going to pitch every 3rd day. No more road trips for you.
1 ball and 1 strike. Well, Roger Clemens did that toward the end of his career.
Yes, he did.
He didn't take all the road trips. This kid is just 22 years old. Another chance for Bohr and another putout. Today's Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Roberta Grube of Hamburg. Phillies hit a home run in today's ballgame. Then Roberta will win $200. There's Mike Franco. All right, so all fastballs. That was the fastest one at 98. It certainly doesn't seem like Tommy John surgery has hampered his velocity, at least from the get-go. That one's off the hands, blooped out toward right center, and it'll drop for a base hit for Franco.
Well, and one of the reasons why he throws a lot of fastballs now is he wants to get deeper into the game. They find that he's throwing too many sliders or changeups out of the zone, unnecessary wasted pitches. So now you're throwing this hard, and you can jam hitters as good as Franco's doing. So why not use the fastball until you start getting deep, which is smart. And that's smart hitting right there. Doesn't matter where you hit it, it's how you hit it.
Dave, your goal is to try to extend his pitch count and not let him get fast outs or get through fast innings.
Right.
Here's Ryan Howard. Howard comes up to the plate with 349 career home runs. He's trying to become the 92nd player in baseball history to reach 350 home runs. Pretty remarkable feat for anybody. And I'm sure people, I think we are probably in that. We thought at this point he'd be going for 450 home runs.
A couple of years of injuries, he probably would have.
1 ball, 1 strike to Howard. Opposite way, foul. But the man supplied the power.
Absolutely.
Howard has 1 hit lifetime against Fernandez. .99. This is a pretty comfortable gun too. There's nothing juiced about this gun. You know, some ballparks people say, well, that gun's hot, it adds a few miles per hour. Not here. It's pretty true. And Howard strikes out. 98-mile-an-hour fastball, first K of the night for Fernandez. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. We've played 1. Adam Morgan will go back to work when we return. Spas, a free magnetic photo frame for all fans. Come out early. Access to the field begins At 5:05, you can take photos of your favorite Phillies players between 5:40 and 6:10. Order your tickets now or stop by the box office. They'd love to see you. Stop by Phillies.com to purchase your tickets. Casey McGee will lead it off. And he takes a changeup, but it's 0-1. That was a fastball. 87. Out of play, and it's 0-2. McGee lost his bat. Well, it's not the first thing that McGee has lost this year. He lost his job out in San Francisco after signing a contract with them. He hit only .213 with the Giants. After last season, he was the National League Comeback Player of the Year with the Marlins. I thought it was a good move by the Giants to pick him up. I thought he'd fit in really well out there.
I did too, and apparently he hurt his knee like the first weekend of the season, and then when he came back he was trying too hard, and it just didn't work out.
Just off the inside corner. Well, then we saw Matt Duffy not only here but also out in San Francisco. He'd be hard pressed to take that job away from that kid.
Yeah.
Inside 2-2. Now what will they do when D. Gordon comes back? Because Prado was playing third. Well, I'm sure Dan Jennings will use that old line, that old sports line. It's a good problem to have. In the dirt, and McGee works out a walk. So the first base runner for the Marlins comes here in the second. During the 2015 season, Turkey Hill, the official ice cream of the Phillies, will contribute $100 for each Phillies victory and 5 cents for each carton of Phillies Grand Slam ice cream sold to support the Phillies youth baseball and softball programs. Well, here's Justin Bour. Matt, what do you want to avoid doing with Justin Bour?
Wrestling him.
Yes, that was a topic of conversation before the ball game. Jeff Francoeur was convinced that Cameron Rupp, if he had to wrestle Justin Bour, would win. No, he said Bour was going to win. That's right. He said Bour was going to win. Cody Ashe and Darren Ruff said that Cameron would win. That ball is a bullet foul. What I was going to say is what you don't want to do is throw him a first pitch fastball.
Well, you know, for big guys that have very short swing, as you see right here, turns on a fastball inside. So they can beat you opposite way. Majority of his home runs this year have been hit the right field, right center. Make him beat you to the left field.
Swing and a miss, 1-2. They had Mike Morse playing first base to start the year. Then he got hurt. Broken bat. This might be 2. He doesn't run all that well. There's 1 and 2. 6-4-3 double play.
Well, it was a great off-speed pitch. And a weak ground ball to second base, or I'm sorry, to shortstop, to slider. But right here, it's the quick feed, high enough to where you can get out of your glove quick enough by Hernandez.
So Cesar's able to help turn 2, and now JT Realmuto will be the batter. This guy's been hot since the 3rd of June. He's hitting over 300. And it's picked up even more in his last 11 games before the break. Overall, .247 batter, 4 home runs. I feel like with every hitter that comes up, we say, well, somebody else was a starter at the beginning of the year, but then this guy took over. because Jared Saltalamacchia was essentially the starter coming out. It didn't last that long. He was released because Real Muto was swinging the bat so well and playing solid defense. Another easy inning for Adam Morgan, just 21 pitches through 2. On to the bottom of the second here in Philadelphia. All-Star game took place in Cincinnati. Pete Rose was one of the franchise 4 that were introduced. Joe Morgan was next to him. Barry Larkin was there as well for the Reds. And how about Mike Trout? We talked last week about Zach Greinke having that long scoreless streak. Well, the All-Star game doesn't count, but for Trout, the MVP for a second straight year, that was a pretty good way to get it started. American League won at 6-3, so they'll have home field advantage. World Series. I thought Clayton Kershaw, I don't know about you, Matt, but I thought he got squeezed against Albert Pujols. Squeezed.
Well, I wouldn't know because I did not watch the game.
Okay, well, take my word for it. I thought he got squeezed. And then the American League scored some runs and walked away with the victory.
Didn't he make a bad pitch against Fielder? Fastball up in the zone?
He did. That was after he got squeezed. Prince Fielder's swing looks really good, by the way.
It's different.
Yep. No balls, 2 strikes to Cody Ashley. It's low, 1-2.
16 fastballs.
Yeah, he hasn't thrown any breaking pitches.
Nope.
Right? Probably right here. Or a changeup. And Ashley strikes out. Strikeout number 2 for Fernandez. Freddie Galvis is coming up. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph, welcome back to the ballpark.
Well, it's good to be back, Tom. You know, you're watching Jose Fernandez, and you know, watching him come back and be dominant again since the Tommy John surgery has been pretty impressive. Just at a small sample size, but you think back to 2013 and how good he was his rookie of the year that year, an All-Star as well. Finished 3rd in the Cy Young, and we haven't seen it yet today, but it's the slider is one of those pitches that has just been devastating for him. 0.97 batting average for people before the injury in 2013 and 14 against the slider. You see the numbers: 211 slugging, chase percentage of 57% for that slider nowadays, and a whiff percentage of 41% as well. As you said, Matt, he's relying on that fastball a lot more. Certainly uses the changeup, but when he does bring out that slider, it has been a devastating pitch for him at the beginning of his career, and even since the injury, the Tommy John surgery, it has been really, really good for him too. We'll expect to see a bunch of them tonight as well.
Well, he's gotten 2 quick outs without the slider yet, as Dominic Brown takes outside. Those numbers that Murph's talking about, I mean, incredible. The opposition hitting 0.97 before the injury and 127 after the injury. The other thing is he's just 22 years old. Dominic fouls it. It's 1-2.
Soon to be 23.
Soon to be 23.
End of the month.
Former #1 pick, 14th overall. And for the Marlins, it was a coup Got him with a changeup. So we're seeing changeups against these lefties as we expected. Third strikeout for Fernandez. And the side is retired. 1-2-3 second inning. Well, this is his third pitch tonight. It might be his second pitch with the lefties the Phillies have, and the fact he can throw it like that. Fan section for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. All right, Matt, you've had all this time to research. In addition to Dan Jennings, who is the other Marlins manager not to have played professional baseball? In the brief history of the Marlins, they've had another manager who has not played professional baseball. The answer will be revealed a little later on. If you get the answer right, Matt, we'll give you all that popcorn right there. I think you can take care of all that. There is Dan Jennings. He's 22 and 29 as the skipper of the Marlins. After he named himself the skipper, you know, he was the GM. Took over for Mike Redmond, who this year was 16 and 22, which isn't too far off what Jennings has done. Mike Morse leads it off here in the top of the third.
Well, head down and get that popcorn for me, please.
How do you know that's the right answer?
Well,
this is what you would have gotten if you didn't.
I want the popcorn instead. That looks delicious as well.
It does look really good. Inside, 1-1.
Because the answer to the question is, I'm not going to tell you the answer, but the answer is the guy who was my minor league field coordinator.
Yeah, I thought he was. With Montreal.
Correct.
Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mike Morse hitting .201, 3 home runs in the year. I like the way Morgan's pitching inside to these hitters tonight, even if they're off the plate.
I do too. Stand them up. You don't have to move their feet.
Pete Buchanan, just as we talked about, is hoping that they see the same Adam Morgan that they saw here at Citizens Bank Park when he made his major league debut. Swing and a miss. First strikeout. That was a changeup from Morgan. And 1 out here in the third. Pitch usage this season. You know, it says 1% curveball. I honestly don't remember seeing him throw a curveball. Seen a lot of changeups.
Yep. 419. That's why we talked about with the key is he has to locate it.
I also think he needs a home plate umpire that has a broader strike zone. You know, it can't be a peanut-sized strike zone.
Like the All-Star game versus Kershaw where he got squeezed.
I think that's exactly right.
You want
I think
a bigger
that's exactly what I was looking at. Alan Porter's behind the plate.
He was a very good umpire.
Out of play, 1-2.
Always found Alan Porter was a pitcher's umpire, meaning that he would give a couple of inches outside corner, inside corner, but not necessarily up and down in the zone.
Chopper foul. Now the count remains 1-2. Cole Gillespie's hitting .353 with a home run and 4 RBIs. It's a pretty big void when Giancarlo Stanton is not out in right field. Speaking of right field, out towards shallow right, Cesar Hernandez will backpedal and make the catch for the second out. Time now for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use Philly Photo Data Strong Fan. Get all that? Philly Photo Data Strong Fan. And you might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. Brought to you by T-Mobile.
Say that quicker.
I don't think I can. Philly Photo Data Strong Fan. That's a mouthful. I hope everybody wrote that down. It's always good to see some of the photos that pop up from here at Citizens Bank Park or even beyond. Outside, 1-1.
Tell you what, Lenny Harris, the third base coach, must think that Fernandez is going to pull a foul ball, because he is about a mile away from that coach's box.
He is pretty far away.
Look at Lenny.
Glasses match his uniform. Swing and a miss. Fernandez strikes out. Second strikeout for Morgan. So he's gone through the lineup once without allowing a hit. We'll go to the bottom of the third. The Phillies hope they can find some hits against Jose Fernandez when we get back. The Lumber brought to you by Yellowwood brand pressure treated pine. In fact, he had a couple walk-off home runs. His brother Charlie reacted pretty quickly when Todd launched this one into the seats in left field to beat Jock Peterson and win the home run derby for a second straight year. In fact, the Frazier boys, all of them were there. Todd spent the last couple of days down at the Jersey Shore after the All-Star game on Tuesday night.
That was the only swing I saw in the home run contest.
So you watched the highlights?
I turned it on. I saw that.
Oh, really?
That's all I need to see.
Here's Cameron Rupp, who takes high. It's 1-0.
It's like the last 2 minutes of a football game.
Well, he was down to the wire, and against Prince Fielder the first round. As that one's fouled away, it's 1 ball, 1 strike. It was almost as if, and they practiced it during the offseason. He and his brother practiced the home run derby, like how he wanted the pitches thrown, anticipating that he might be able to go and defend his title. But he wanted his brother to throw with almost a loop, bit of a loop, and he had it down, just a little bit.
A little arc.
Little arc. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Rupp. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 4. Phillies baseball is brought to you by WB Mason. You can't go wrong when you buy right. And buy your Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Del Valle Honda dealer or visit DelValleHondaDealers.com. How do you feel about Adam Morgan getting a hit?
This year?
Well, I guess I know your answer. So, yeah, this year.
Sorry, Adam, not this at bat.
Strikeout number 5. So 2 outs. Phillies have 1 hit so far. Maikel Franco's bloop single to right center. And now Ben Revere. It's a darn good ratio right there. I think if you went a little deeper, you'd probably see 29 pitches. I think you'd see 27 fastballs and 2 changeups. Would that be right?
You are correct. And the 2 changeups have come off 2 strikes. So as a hitter, attack the first pitch.
Ben takes a strike. It's 0-1.
Starts him off the changeup.
To the right side, this will be a tough play. Prado casually flips it just in time to get Revere. I mean, that ball was floating to Justin Bour. 4-3 on the putout. Phillies go down 1-2-3. They will not review this one. Everybody seems to be comfortable with the call by the first base umpire. That's the right one. Mason, providing amazingly low prices on kitchen disposables, consumables, smallwares, and so much more. From your new restaurant partner, who but WB Mason. Taking a look at Ashburn Alley on his comfortable night here in South Philadelphia. Everybody back ready to go after the All-Star break. Baseball resumes. And we'll go to the top of the order. Danny Echeverria will lead it off for the Marlins. He swings at the first pitch against Adam Morgan and fouls it back. It's 0-1.
Just like Fernandez, second time through the order, start off the leadoff hitter with a changeup. I like it.
1 ball, 1 strike.
What do you think? Fastball in, cutter in, now come back with a changeup?
It looks like that's the way Rupp's going to set up. Oh, broke his bat. Hernandez has it, throws over to first, and it's offline, so that'll be the first hit of the night. Boy, it sounded like that bat just splintered.
It did, and that's real. He actually fell coming out of the box. He slipped. Fastball to get inside.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Almost made a very nice play right there. Would have been interesting to see if you realized, if you saw him stumble, maybe plant and throw a little stronger over there.
Yeah, because the throw on line probably would have had him.
Correct.
Prado flied to center his first time up. Marlins as a team are 4th among National League base stealers, but that's because of D. Gordon, who was placed on the disabled list today. Echeverria has swiped 3 bags so far. Cameron Rupp, by the way, has thrown out 9 of the 23 base stealers who have attempted to go against him. Not too shabby, just a hair under 40%.
Very good.
On the outside corner, it's 0-1. Prado was out with a sprained right shoulder. He was just put back today off the disabled list. Excuse me, Matt.
No, that's all right. I was going to say, Parado's a very good hit and run guy.
Yeah.
So they might want to switch it up in the infield. If you have a hit and run, use your second baseman's covering. Might be a good idea for Freddie Galvis to go over. Now, of course, with 2 strikes, it won't happen. But he's had a lot of success hitting the ball to right field.
Runner goes, pitch is lifted in the air to shallow left. And Echeverria will retreat as Cody Ashe makes the catch. Boy, another good pitch right under the hands of Martin Prado. Well, Aaron Nola, of course, will start Tuesday night when the Phillies take on the Tampa Bay Rays. Nola will wear number 27, and you can enjoy a special offer of 2 tickets for $27, excuse me, in selected areas. So, in honor of him wearing number 27, 2 tickets for $27 in selected areas. Visit Phillies.com/Nola for more information. You see what he did in Reading and in Lehigh Valley. Got roughed up a little bit last night. It's really the only time he's gotten roughed up. But in Lehigh Valley, he was averaging a strikeout per innings pitched. And I think all of us are beyond excited about the chance to see him pitch on Tuesday nights.
And it's nice to see him get roughed up. His last start in the minor leagues. Get out of the way.
-2.
Think our opening that day will be about him?
No, I think we avoid the subject. Phillies first round selection a year ago. Right it goes. They've got a chance to get him. And Echeverria gets there in time. 4th stolen base of the season.
Now, on a play like that, Ryan Howard did everything perfect. He came off the bag, received the throw. The problem is that the throw wasn't hard enough for Morgan to first base. See how he just kind of tosses it over? Howard gets it out of the glove very quickly and throws a strike to second base. But in that situation, when you see the runner starting to go, you need to get some zip on the throw to first base to give your first baseman a chance to throw to second base.
I definitely agree with that, Matt. You know, we've talked a lot about Ryan Howard's throws and how at times they've been pretty poor during his career. 0-2 to Yelich with a runner at second base. In the dirt, nice job by Rupp.
Ryan Howard's improved a lot defensively with his throws to second base, getting the ball out of his hand quicker, making accurate throws. And that ball was down by his knees. Yeah, but now all of a sudden we look at Ryan saying, well, how come Ryan didn't throw the guy at second base? He needed a stronger throw from the pitcher.
Think about the countless hours that Sam Perlazzo and Larry Boa have worked with trying to get Ryan to be more comfortable, more athletic over at first. And for Ryan, for all of his offensive success, I mean, he's got a lot of pride when it comes to his defense, and he does try to work on it. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Yelich, and he chops it foul right through the opening of the Marlins dugout. Little dribbler to the right side. Morgan's got it, and he gets Yelich at first. Over to third base goes Echeverria. 1-3 on the putout, 2 away. As the MLB trade deadline approaches, you don't want to miss the daily reports from Phillies insider Jim Salisbury, exclusively on Comcast Sportsnet Central, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Jim was busy this All-Star break. He was out at the All-Star game. Todd Zolecki to his right, John Finger to his left. There's Casey McGee, who walked his first time up. And it's 1 ball, no strikes with that changeup.
It's going to be interesting to see on Tuesday when Aaron makes his major league debut who he's going to face.
As far as the Rays go?
Yeah, Rays pitcher.
2-0.
I know it's not Archer.
They still have it listed as TBD, huh?
Yep. Archer pitches on Sunday and more pitches on Monday.
More coming back from Tommy John surgery as well.
Right.
Off the end of the bat, and that spins foul toward Perry Hill, and it's 2-1 to McGee. Casey McGee had 177 hits last year for the Marlins. Now, he didn't hit for a whole lot of power.
169 singles.
Amazing. He was close to that. Giants thought that they, for $4 million, got a steal for him to take over for Pablo Sandoval. balls, 2 strikes. 177 hits last year. 34 were extra base hits. Inside, ball 4, so he walks for the second time. Well, just as before, you got to be careful now with Justin Bour with runners on first and third.
See the location.
It's not a bad pitch.
Not a bad pitch. I think where it ends up was the ball inside.
Where did it cross the plate?
Strike.
Yeah. Justin Bour hit into a double play his first time up, a 6-4-3 double play. Just prior to that, he rocketed a line drive down the right field line. Off the end of the bat, out towards center. Revere froze, and it's going to drop in front of him for a base hit. And a run scores. It's 1-0 Marlins. A bloop RBI single for Justin Bour. Honestly, if Ben didn't freeze for that second or two, he probably would have caught this ball.
He didn't freeze by much, but I agree with you, though, Tom. Unfortunately, with the big man like that, with the big swing, he taught us an outfielder to freeze and then react.
So just the second hit for the Marlins. They lead at 1-0. Real Muto, who fly to center his first time up, will stand in. Fouls it away. It's 0-1. It's amazing. It's just a 1-0 game, but when you have somebody like Fernandez on the mound, you think it's like 7-0. I mean, you've been in games like that as a player, haven't you?
Oh, for sure. But in order to win the game, you got to score anyway. So what's the difference?
Yep.
1-0 or 0-0. I guess now you got to score 2.
Yeah, to win.
Good math on my part, huh?
Well, you're getting there. Popped him up. Right side. Hernandez and Howard. Cesar makes the call, and the side is retired. But the Marlins do score a run. They get a couple of hits, a bloop single, an infield single. Cesar Hernandez will lead it off when we come back. The Philadelphia Phillies. Buy the Quality Plus sports stores. Go further. And Budweiser, still brewed the hard way. This Bud's for you. Well, hopefully things will continue to be clear here in South Philadelphia. Phillies trail at 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Cesar Hernandez will lead it off. He's 0 for 1 against Jose Fernandez. First pitch is outside, 1-0. Cesar grounded out to first, his only at bat. Off the end of the bat, Fernandez has got it. 1 away, 1 unassisted. Well, tonight before the ball game, the Phillies honored the great Mel Duckett, who passed away this past week at the age of 92. We see Mel here at the ballpark a lot of times, a former Negro League star from here in the great city of Philadelphia. Went to Overbrook High School, played 10 years in the Negro Leagues. He will be laid to rest this Monday. And a very special man. He's the last member of the Philadelphia Stars, last living member of the Philadelphia Stars.
Good foul.
Man, how about the way that ball was spinning every which way?
Tom, do you remember what my key number 2 was?
Well, it was about Jose Fernandez.
Yes. So you weren't listening.
I was listening. My short-term memory is leaving.
Don't allow him to get in his groove.
Don't allow Jose Fernandez to get into his groove, Matt Stairs.
I think he's found his groove.
Well, he has. It's been comfortable. 34 pitches. He's only thrown 7 out of the strike zone. Well, there you go. 13 in the first inning, 9, 9, and 3 so far. How do you get him out of the groove? Got to get some base runners, I guess.
Yeah.
Breaking ball. That was the first slider of the night for Fernandez. And it's 0-2.
Well, I think you need to see some pitches. I mean, Hernandez was up last at bat. First pitch was a ball. Swung at the second pitch. You just need to get deeper into some pitches and some counts. And also coming back after an all-star break of 4 days of not seeing any live pitching, you need to see, especially your first couple at bats, you need to see as many pitches that you can see to help you out, get your timing back.
Chopper left side. Echeverria has it. Throws quickly to first. Dug out by Bohr. What a play. I mean, if you don't think that Adeiny Echeverria is a gifted defender, well, that is Exhibit A right there. I mean, how fast he got rid of that ball.
Yeah, he did. Slider, pretty good pitch to hit. Come up, threw it off balance, threw a strike, but a very nice pick as well by Bohr at first base.
Watch how fast he gets rid of this, man.
Yeah. It's almost like he wanted to throw off, like do a jump throw. Well, that man right there liked it, though.
Here's Howard, who struck out his first time up. 1 of 5 strikeouts for Fernandez. Boy, another easy inning for him. Prado in shallow right field will take care of him. Side is retired in order. 7-pitch inning, so 9, 9, and 7 the last 3 innings for Jose Fernandez. Yeah, Matt, I think that's what you would call a groove. his answer. All right, Matt, here we go. In addition to Dan Jennings, who is the other Marlins manager not to have played professional baseball?
John Bowles.
John Bowles is correct. He had 2 different stints as the manager of the Marlins. Dan Jennings, who was a high school coach, he actually signed a free agent contract to be a professional player, but didn't last that long. Then became a high school coach, and then was an associate scout before then getting a job as a full-time scout, and then working his way through Major League Baseball to eventually become the general manager of the Marlins. Marlins have a couple of different managers who they're still paying. So the fact that he was able to take the job means that they didn't have to add another salary, basically, because he was already getting paid by the organization. One ball, one strike to Morse, and he fouls that one. It's 1-2.
Have you ever met John Bowles?
Met him when I was in the minor leagues, and he was with the Marlins organization.
Quick story: he was our minor league field coordinator, and this is when I was playing first base, hitting ground balls to first base. You'd always have a contest. You know, if you make 10 in a row, you get free drinks.
That one's past Franco into left field. A leadoff single for Morse.
So if I got 10 in a row, he would order from Canada. He'd give me my schooner beer.
Right.
If I made 10 in a row, I got schooner beer. If he could make me an error, make an error before 10, I had to buy him 10 Diet Coke.
That was his beverage of choice.
Right. So I got on a roll against him because he ended up blowing his oblique out, hitting ground balls to me, like literally blew it completely out. So he was hitting grounders to me at first base, barely even making the dirt. Did I feel sorry? No chance.
You didn't. You got free schooner beer. So you let it stop rolling before you picked it up.
So he was one of my all-time favorite minor league field coordinators.
He is currently with the Kansas City Royals. Chopper towards short. That could be 2. There's 1 and 2. Second double play. The Phillies have turned tonight. Yeah, good job by Adam Morgan here.
Very good location on a changeup. That's the key, is making a nice changeup out over the plate, hit off the end of the bat. But right here is a little nonchalant, but
a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Little bit. Fernandez takes a strike. It's 0-1.
Who's he talking to?
Who's that? Fernandez?
Fernandez.
I think he's just talking. Some guys just like to talk, Matt. And then there's Iggy. Swing and a miss. Jose Fernandez spun himself nearly to the ground. Strikeout number 3 for Adam Morgan. No runs, 1 hit, and nobody left. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Phillies trail at 1-0. Baseball mug. It'll be given out to all fans 15 and older. Tickets can be purchased for this weekend's finale between the Phils and the Marlins by going to Phillies.com. Along with Matt Stairs and Greg Murphy, it's good to be back here in Philadelphia. After the All-Star break, Matt spent the break in the last couple of weeks back home in Canada.
Up in Canada?
Yep. Weather was good.
Beautiful.
Storms here, a lot of storms here.
We had no rain, 80 degrees every day, barbecued every night.
80 degrees would be good.
The only problem is up home you cannot have a barbecue. You stop your barbecue about 9 o'clock when it starts getting dark because the mosquitoes come out and destroy you.
That's a pretty late barbecue. Prado's up with it. Did you ever go away during the All-Star break, or did you just always go back to Canada or stay in the city you were in?
Actually, I always stayed in the city.
You did?
Depending on where we were and where we opened up after the All-Star break, I might go out there and spend a week. Like if we had to go to California,
right?
I would go to California for a week.
So you'd spend the 4 days there, and then you have 3 extra days that you're playing games.
Family would come down and travel with us.
But actually, for the most part, during your career, it was a 3-day All-Star break. The 4-day All-Star break is rather new.
That was about 4 years ago.
Yeah,
4 or 5 years ago.
Freddie Galvis takes a strike. It's 0-1.
But I mean, technically, it's a 3-day vacation because usually we had to come back in on a Thursday night and practice Thursday night.
Inside 1-1. Yeah, I think Major League Baseball was happy with the way the All-Star, the Home Run Derby, and the All-Star game went. The new format for the Home Run Derby, which, by the way, I said that Frazier won it last year. I meant to say that he finished second last year, and that's why he worked with his brother this past offseason. But it was definitely different, the whole format. 1-2 pitch to Galvis. Popped it up left side of the infield. Echeverria is under it. 2 outs. Toyota Major League Scoreboard. Dodgers and Nationals are facing off. Dodgers lead it 2-1. Adrian Gonzalez hit a 2-run home run. Jordan Zimmerman's pitching for the Nationals. The Nationals and the Mets each play their first 10 games after the break against teams with winning records. Now that's significant because the Nationals lead the Mets by 2 games in the National League East. In fact, 3 of those games are against each other. Mets and Nats will face off.
It's going to be interesting to see what the Mets do trade deadline.
2-1 to Brown.
Where they think they need. I mean, New York needs offense.
New York needs offense. I don't know what the Nationals need. I mean, I would think they'd probably need a little help in the bullpen.
I agree.
They've had a lot of guys go down with injuries. Maybe they need an extra player in some capacity. Last year they picked up Asdrubal Cabrera. 3 balls, 2 strikes. That was a changeup with the count 3-1.
Might see it again. 2-1 changeup, 3-1 changeup. Fastball away.
And ball 4. That is the first walk of the year issued by Jose Fernandez. Stop the presses. Saturday at 4, the Union look for 3 points on the road as they head into Canada to battle Matt's Toronto FC. Union versus Toronto FC. Saturday afternoon at 4. Only on Comcast Sportsnet.
Well, let's see if a 2-0 walk can help the Phillies like it did help Miami back in the 4th inning when McGee walked the 2 outs.
He has 17 2/3 innings before his first walk. Cameron Rupp waves at a slider. It's 0-1. Another one. Former Rookie of the Year, Jose Fernandez. 0-2 pitch. Fastball on the outside corner. And Cameron Rupp goes down looking. 6 strikeouts for Fernandez. We've completed 5. The Phillies have 1 hit so far, and they trail at 1-0. Hoping to start the second half the way he finished the first. Ben Revere struggled through April, improved in May, then took off through June and the start of July. Getting on base at the top of the lineup is important, and he did so, reaching an on-base percentage of .452 in July heading into the break. Once on base, he continues to cause problems with his feet. Ben's first half success is brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Fiat Italian Heritage Night here at Citizens Bank Park. A little dancing going on in between innings. The Fanatic getting involved as he normally does. Nobody likes a dance better than the Fanatic. And with this Italian Heritage Night being tonight, there was a certain ticket that was you could purchase on Phillies.com where you received that Rocky stuffed Rocky. I don't know, what is it called, Matt?
Stuffed Rocky.
Stuffed Rocky, and it has the Phillies logo on the boxing gloves. Scott Brandreth brought it into our office today. It's a great giveaway. Ball is butted in the air. Morgan says he has it. 1 away. He had a name for it, and I forget the name that he gave it. He called it something, but it's Rocky Balboa, and it has the Phillies logos on the boxing gloves. It's a great giveaway. It's all part of the ticket program honoring Italian Heritage Night here at Citizens Bank Park.
And if people had a ticket to this game already, they could go into the website,
correct,
and purchase for $5 that
Stuffed
Rocky.
It's called a bleacher creature.
Bleacher
Thank
creature.
you, Scott. Martin Prado takes a strike. It's 0-1. Prado is 0 for 2. He's flied to center, and he's also flied to left. Chopper to shortstop. Freddie Galvis is there. So there are 2 outs. Christian Yelich is coming up. Murph, you better get all your nuggets in here pretty quickly.
Yeah, I know. It's moving very quickly, I say, as I knock on wood. Hey, you take a look at our Coors Light Cold Hard Fact. Adam Morgan doing a nice job against his Marlins lineup, who likes to hit against left-handers. You take a look at batting average, team highs versus left-handed pitching in the National League. Right on top are the Miami Marlins at 273. The Giants right behind them at 268. And the D-backs, Phillies on that list, which won't matter in this series. They're going to face 3 right-handed pitchers from the Miami Marlins, but so far just the 3 hits allowed and the 1 run for Adam Morgan. So doing a pretty good job against this lineup, guys.
Yeah, very good job. Keeping them off balance. This is what they had hoped they would get from Adam Morgan when he came up. Christian Yelich lifts it out towards center field. It's fairly deep, but playable for Revere. So Morgan now with 75 pitches through the 6 innings. Murph, we'll talk to you later on, okay?
You want me to keep on going?
No, but remember, Murph, Miami's got lefties in the bullpen, so that number could be very important.
That they do.
We'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Phillies trail at 1-0 here in South Philadelphia. By McDonald's. Double the love it at McDonald's with a double cheeseburger and small fry for just $2.50. McDonald's, I'm loving it. And by Toyota. Where will Toyota take you? Visit buyatoyota.com to find out. Toyota, let's go places. Adam Morgan leads it off here in the bottom of the 6th. Morgan struck out his first time up. To left field. Michael Moore's going back. It's over his head. The first major league hit for Adam Morgan is a leadoff double here in the bottom of the 6th inning against Jose Fernandez.
That's a pretty good guy to get your first major league hit against.
Sure is. You know, he had that one in Atlanta that they originally scored a hit, then they changed to an error.
Right.
This is a legitimate hit right here.
Nice fastball away, going with the pitch. Got a key was Mike Morris playing shallow on left field, taking one step in, which burned him and allowed the ball to get over his head. So congratulations on your first major league hit.
Outstanding. The baseball goes out. Ben Revere is the batter. He takes outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Ben is 0 for 2. The corners pinch in. They're expecting that there's a chance Revere lays down a bunt. And he does toward third. Oh, it's a beauty. It's going to be a base hit. McGee backed up. And Ben Revere will put runners on first and third with nobody out. Little miscommunication by the Marlins.
Yeah, I was watching. I didn't have nothing said. As the third baseman comes in, he's supposed to read that ball right there, knowing if there's a play at third base, he goes back to third base. But this is a perfect bunt where McGee just did not commit, and the ball ended up right there. You know, a lot of plays you'll have. Third baseman will crash, the first baseman will crash, the pitcher will crash as well. Then all of a sudden, if you see the pitcher can get the line quick enough, then the third baseman will go back to his bag.
Well, what a break for the Phils. 1 ball, no strikes to Cesar Hernandez. Well, you wanted him to not get into a groove, which he did, but now maybe they knock him out of that groove. 2-0. Phillies trail at 1-0 here in the bottom of the 6th inning against Jose Fernandez.
You've got to make sure right now as a hitter you need to get your foot down early because Fernandez is unbelievably quick to home.
Chopper over to first. Boer's got it. He kicks it. It's loose, and everybody is safe. The bases are loaded with nobody out. Matt, I thought for a moment that Adam Morgan was going to head home, but he froze after reading where that ball was.
He froze, and it was a weak ground ball to first base. He made the decision right. You just don't want him to run into a note right here. He would have been a dead duck if he would have come out with the ball. But he reads it, realizes the ball kicked right towards the pitcher. Goes back to third base. Hey, no harm, no foul. Bases loaded, not out.
With your best hitter, Maikel Franco, coming up. Well, what an inning this has been for the Phillies. The leadoff double, the misplayed bunt, and now the misplay on the ground ball. And Franco pops it up foul. Let me tell you, that young man just got a pitch to hit right there, and he saw it. Broke his bat out towards short. Echeverria to second for one. Over to first to double play, and the Phillies tie it up. And Revere goes over to third base. 6-4-3 double play. No RBI for Franco. Let's see if Ryan Howard can get Ben Revere home from third.
Well, this comes back after missing that first pitch. Now all of a sudden you get a nasty slider low and away. Very good pitch, but nice job of putting the ball in play. That's the best slider we've seen tonight.
9 ground ball outs for Fernandez tonight. 6 strikeouts. Howard's 0 for 2.
Talking to Ryan today, and I asked how's he pitch. He goes, he'll throw me fastballs in, backdoor sliders.
And a broken bat loop out to left center field. The Phillies take the lead. An RBI single for Howard, his 46th ribby of the year. It's 2-1 Phils. Well, he certainly had his approach down.
Yeah, and that's what we did. We talked for probably 10-15 minutes about how teams pitch you. I said, you know how the Marlins pitch. I said, why is it teams pitch you differently? Well, some guys have power fastballs. This is a 90-mile-an-hour changeup blown away. Ryan does a nice job staying through the baseball. Hitting it to left field. Breaks his bat. Who cares? Still a line drive RBI.
2-run score in the inning. The Phillies pick up 3 hits. They capitalize on a mistake by McGee and a mistake by Boer. And Adam Morgan has a lead. And his first major league hit.
Is that his first major league run scored?
No, his second. Number 2.
I tried.
Off the end of the bat, out toward right center field. Gillespie comes charging in and makes the catch. Side is retired. Well, a lot of bloops, a lot of broken bats, and a lot of breaks. And the Phils lead it 2-1 as we go to the 7th. for your Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Game summary. Phillies leading 2-1. They just scored 2 in the 6th inning. Ryan Howard a go-ahead RBI single off Jose Fernandez, who struck out 6 over 6. Adam Morgan is about to begin his 7th inning of work. And he will face Casey McGee. Justin Bour, JT Realmuto. 76th pitch of the night is in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Casey McGee has walked twice. Just a bit low. 3-1. That was something about Casey McGee. He's seen a lot of pitches here tonight. He's walked twice already. And he's ahead 3 balls and 1 strike with Justin Bour on deck. A leadoff walk. These lucky fans are tonight's Citizens 7. They will receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Good banking is simple, clear, and personal, and that's helping you bank better. Citizens Bank. And now Justin Bour, who has hit it to a double play, is also single tonight with Luis Garcia warming up. I would think a short leash for Morgan. Yes. Partly because of the way Pete, even Rhino before, handled the pitchers. But also because he's got a well-rested bullpen after the All-Star break. Pretty big difference from his last start against the Dodgers more than a week ago. And what he's done here tonight. There is Luis.
Good adjustment.
So somehow get him off balance to maybe get the same kind of double play he got back in the 2nd.
Tough though, 3-1.
Yep. And he pulls it, and it hits the runner. What a break for the Phils. Bour is awarded first base. The ball's dead once it hits the runner. McGee is out.
That's a single, right?
Yeah, you give the put out to Howard.
Yep.
And then a base hit for Bour. What a break.
Because that probably had a good chance of being 1st and 3rd.
Easily.
Secondary lead was good. Oh, if he would have kept on going with the secondary lead, would have been. See how he stops right there? Could have been a right knee.
Yeah. Now, the ball was hit hard, so that that may have held McGee at 2nd. But I'm with you. I think there's every chance it was 1st and 3rd. Well, that's going to be it for Adam Morgan.
The only reason why is I thought he was hooking it down the right field corner. That's why.
Morgan's done after 6 of the third here tonight. The Phillies will go to the bullpen. They lead it by 1. Nice round of applause from the Phillies faithful as Adam Morgan exits with a 1-run lead. Use the hashtag PhillyPhotoDataStrongFan. That's right, PhillyPhotoDataStrongFan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. Brought to you by T-Mobile. Bob McClure, Adam Morgan chatting as his outing is complete. The runner at first is his responsibility. Casey McGee, meanwhile, is getting his leg taped where that ball hit. Muto takes low, 1 ball, no strikes. Garcia 3-4, an ERA of 3.76. Here's a guy that started out strong this year for the Phils and has hit some rough patches. They need him to step up and be the pitcher he was early on, dominating with a fastball and a slider. Chopper out to short. They'll get 1. They might get 2. Nope. Ball just wasn't hit hard enough. Two outs. Matt, the Phillies haven't gotten a whole lot of breaks all season long, but man, have they gotten breaks here tonight.
They have. Thanks to McGee twice. Bad read on the bunt down the third baseline. Base running really. Not much you can do about that when the ball's hit that hard at you at first base.
Well, now they try to get through this inning with Michael Morse up. He is 1 for 2. Slider on the inside corner. Another slider. You think of a third slider if you're a hitter, or you think of a fastball somewhere out of the zone?
I mean, I would be thinking a high fastball, something elevated. But
no.
That's where I think the game has changed over the years. No balls, 2 strikes. Change the eyesight. You want to elevate a ball up in the zone. That was the thought process back then.
Ball got away for a moment.
You know, and you talked about Garcia hitting that bump and the speed bump. I don't think he's using his fastball enough anymore. He's been throwing a lot of sliders. He's getting away from a very good 97, 98 mile an hour fastball.
Right.
But when you're throwing slider to slider, you kind of lose that area how to pinpoint a fastball.
Well, there's a fastball right there. He tried to paint it on the inside part of the plate.
And it was supposed to be away. So that's why you get away from throwing so many sliders, that you need to get that area where you throw that fastball. We saw Fernandez do it for the whole game so far.
Runner goes. Pitch is fouled at the plate. And it remains 3-2.
Now, as an outfielder in this situation, you back up a little bit. No doubles. And I kind of like to see Ryan Howard hold the runner at first base because you have a pull hitter up. Don't allow him to get that good secondary lead or good jump.
That one's off the end of the bat out towards center field, and that good jump allows Real Muto to go on to third. So first and third with 2 men down. That's a very good point, Matt.
Well, I just find when you have a guy who's a dead pull hitter.
And nothing's changed from past years.
Right, and you just find that too many times, this is another slider, pretty good location. But now if he's being held on to first base, is he going first to third? No chance. I think too many managers, and not just Pete, all managers take for granted, 2 outs, full count, play behind him. If you have a right-handed hitter who's pulled, play the bag, hold him on.
Well, Gillespie is up. Gillespie is 0 for 2. He's popped out, and he's also grounded into a double play. Just broke his bat. McClure just went to the phone. The Phillies are going to get somebody else up and warming. It looks like Diekman will start to throw. Out toward left field. Ashe on the run. It's over his head and off the wall. 1 run is in. Morse to third. It's an RBI double for Gillespie. And we're tied up at 2. That was a hanging slider. Well, Morgan cannot win or lose this ball game.
Man, this is just a slider, but kind of like a lazy slider, not having the good break down and away. Nice play by Cody, playing it off the ball properly. But I think that's the difference with Garcia earlier in the season and compared to now. That slider was devastating, and it was starting outer third and breaking out of the zone. Now he's starting at inner half, and it's staying, middle of the plate.
Well, as Diekman warms up, Derek Dietrich will pinch hit for the Marlins with runners on second and third. In a 2-2 game. Sharply to short, flagged down by Galvis. Side is retired. So the Marlins leave a couple, but they tie it up. We'll stretch here in Philadelphia with the Phillies and the Marlins evened up at 2. All right, Darren, we appreciate that. We've got a bunch of changes for the Marlins as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Phillies and the Marlins tied up at 2. Pulling a doubleheader at the office, look no further than W.B. Mason's wide selection of Green Mountain Coffee K-Cup pods to keep you running. Order by 11:30 and get free same-day delivery. Who but W.B. Mason? So the changes have Ichiro coming into play right field. The right fielder, Cole Gillespie, moves from right to center. And the center fielder, Christian Yelich, moves from center to left. And Brian Morris will be the new pitcher. 33rd game for Morris. Freddie Galvis will lead it off here in the bottom of the 7th. There is Christian Yelich. Final line on Adam Morgan. She's about 6 1/3, 4 hits and 2 runs. 3 walks and 3 strikeouts as Galvis pulls that foul. I would have hoped he was going to give it to the little kid. Right field, and it's playable for Ichiro. And there's one away. And Dominic Brown is coming up. So at a Major League scoreboard, the Cubs and the Braves are battling in Atlanta. Braves are tied at 2. Nick Markakis a double and an RBI. Freddie Gonzalez was given a contract extension today for the Atlanta Braves to continue to be their skipper. Dominic pulls it softly to first. 2 outs. Two quick outs will bring Cameron Rupp to the plate. Cameron's 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts against Fernandez. 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts for Jose Fernandez. And it's low, 1-0.
Imagine Cameron's a little happier that Mr. Fernandez out of the game.
I would think so. It's a broken bat loop out to right center, and Ichiro will cover some ground and make the catch. Side is retired. A 7-pitch inning. Well, it's a different pitcher, but it's still a few pitches. We'll go to the 8th inning. Tied at 2. where health is all we do. Call 1-800-JEFF now or visit jefferson.edu. And by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop Nissan.com. 2-2 ball game as we move to the top of the 8th inning here at Citizens Bank Park. It's time now for our Hyundai defensive play of the game. Well, this is the sure-handed Adeiny Echeverria against Maikel Franco.
You're sure right with the sure hand. He makes a very nice play against Franco to his backhand, gets rid of it very quickly. Strong foot at first base. Nice concentration right here. Gets ready, comes up, fires. Doran does a very nice play, nice pick at first base. That's why that's your defensive play of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
Well, now Ken Giles is coming out of the bullpen, Matt. Giles 3-2 on the year, an ERA of 1.86. It's a battle of bullpens. Echeverria will start things off. Pitch is low. Throws out Echeverria for the first out, one away. Time for the Major League Notebook. Murph.
All right, thanks, Tom. Presented by St. Joseph's University. We'll get you caught up on the NL East. And first up, Giancarlo Stanton, recovering from that broken hand. Word is the stitches are out. He's going to see a specialist tomorrow. If everything looks good, then he'll be able to start swinging a bat. But he's still a little bit ways away. Steven Strasburg, recovering from an oblique injury, has thrown on flat ground the last 2 days. They expect he'll get up on a mound in about a week. And Freddie Freeman, best case scenario for him is he recovers from his wrist injury, is that he can get into a rehab game as early as Sunday. If not, certainly early next week, and they can expect him back in a short time for Freddie Freeman. And also some Phillies news. We're told tonight that they brought back an old friend. Eric Kratz has signed a minor league deal with the Phillies. He will report to AAA Lehigh Valley. Offers some catching depth in the organization, guys.
Yeah, the folks at Lehigh Valley very excited about having Eric back. Such a good guy. He's bounced around this year. Well, he's really bounced around since he left the Phils, but really has bounced around this year trying to find a spot as a backup catcher. Yelich off the plate, and that ball trickles foul. It's 0-1. Murph, do you think that means it's the turkey bacon will be back at Lehigh Valley?
I would imagine it would be. Can't have enough turkey bacon.
Eric's been a spokesperson for turkey bacon.
Really?
Yeah.
It's his father's company.
Yeah. You don't have to have it, Matt.
Sounds good.
Yelich is 0 for 3. He's grounded out twice, flied out. That one's out toward the gap in left center field, and Cody Ashley won't get it. It goes to the fence. And Yelich will pull into second. Every time the Phillies pitchers retire, the opposition 1-2-3. Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. So Yelich is at second with his 10th double of the year. And now McGee, who's walked 3 times. Numbers against Giles with runners in scoring position. Outside.
That's what you call 98 miles an hour in paint.
Sure is. It's 2 pitches that he's thrown in that same spot.
As a hitter, you're going, oh, please, please, please don't throw that there again.
Now they throw a slider in the dirt. It's 2-2. Carter Capps, who has the weirdest delivery that you'll ever see. McGee fouls it back to stay alive, and it remains 2-2.
Is that Reed Cornelius down in the bullpen catcher?
That's
coach?
who it is, yeah.
Former first-round pick for the Montreal Expos.
That's him to the left with the clipboard.
Great man. Good teammate. Played with him in Rockford, Illinois.
Inside, 3-2. Man, he has run some deep counts, hasn't he? 3 walks. Bohr is on deck. Got him. Threw him a slider. He got away with it there, and he picks up the strikeout, and the Marlins leave one in scoring position. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. Phils and the Marlins tied at 2 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Mobile and connected devices with MLB.TV Premium. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking widget, and more. Every night on every device. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Well, we start the bottom of the 8th inning. The Phillies and the Marlins even at 2. Game 1 of this 3-game series. A battle, Matt, of 2 of the worst road teams in the National League. The Phillies 11-37 on the road. The Marlins 14-28. As you see, Odubel Herrera leading things off. In fact, if you look at the National League East overall, everybody except for the Nationals are terrible on the road. The Nationals are 500, but the Mets are 15-28. The Braves are 19-30. The Marlins 14-28, and the Phillies are 11-37.
It's amazing. That's the reason why the division is tight.
Yeah, the Nationals on paper have all the talent in the world, but this division is up for grabs. If somebody's
wants to go snatch it away from him. 0-1 pitch to Odubel. And he hits it out toward left field. That'll be in for a base hit. First pinch hit for Odubel Herrera in his major league career. Well, we mentioned that this Sunday the Phillies will wrap up their series against the Marlins. Great giveaway. But also, the Phillies ball girls will collect new unwrapped toys at all entrance gates. You also get a chance to meet Santa Claus and Santa Claus. Toys will be donated to the PAL and other local organizations. So come on out. Watch the Phils and the Marlins. Bring some toys for a good cause. Here's Revere. We'll see if he's bunting. Shows bunt. Takes high. 1-0.
Got a lot of options, Tom. A lot of people moving around in the infield. 1 ball, no strikes. Man who can control the barrel of the bat. A little hit and run first and third. Or not.
Now he does bunt off the plate. Morris has it. The angle is off, and Revere nearly beat it. So the sacrifice is successful. 1-4. And now Cesar Hernandez. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Budweiser. Budweiser, still brewed the hard way. This Bud's for you. I thought maybe they'd bring in Capps, who is a strikeout pitcher. Now Morris can strike guys out too. But Capps is averaging 17 strikeouts per 9 innings of work. Maybe not yet. It's been a struggle for Cesar recently. 0 for 11 on the season against the Marlins. There's Papelbon warming in the pen. Cesar's 1 for his last 22. Lays off. They want to check the swing. Alan Porter wakes up John Hirschbeck, who says no swing. John was actually listening to what they were yelling in the dugout. In the dirt, 3-0.
3 consecutive off-speed pitches. 2 sliders and a changeup.
Franco's on deck. Mike Dunn is the lefty. Capps is just wandering around. There he is, picking up his glove and his baseball. You hear the phone ringing out there.
This is a walk. He's going to be coming in.
Oh, man, that was all the way back to the screen. Odubel Herrera didn't realize it. What's he doing? I mean, he's got to be at third base on that, right?
No, he has to be at third base, but I'll tell you what it is. It's what you call being lazy on a 3-ball, no strike count, knowing that the hitter's not swinging, having no secondary lead.
I can't explain it. I think your thought is right on. He's got to be at third.
Well, at least if you take 10, 15 feet, and then if you realize you can't get there, then go back to third base.
He could have walked to third base.
It's a huge play. You would have first and third right now with
fly ball would give you the lead. Well, they're going to go to the right-hander to take over for the right-hander. So the strikeout thrower in Carter Capps will take over for Brian Morris. A pitching change here at Citizens Bank Park. We'll tell you about the big right-hander when we return.
game. Ben Revere has gotten the bunt down a couple of times tonight.
He has, and the first time he laid the bunt down, he got a knock out of it. But did a nice job getting the ball down, sacrificed him, and here, laying a bunt off home plate. Does a nice job for Herrera to get to second base and possibly scoring a single.
Well, the Phils have runners on first and second with one man down, and Carter Capps will be the new pitcher for the Marlins. Where do you get a load of this guy's motion?
Well, he's got a different motion. As you can see the numbers on the year, Tom, you're talking about his strikeouts. 48 punch-outs, 25 in the third inning. And the reason why is he's got a different delivery, and his throw is 99.
Yeah, he used to throw in the mid-90s. All of a sudden, he came back and he tinkered with something that got his velocity up even more. A former catcher who the Marlins acquired from the Seattle Mariners in the Logan Morrison deal. Major League Baseball has deemed this motion legal. There have been some questions about it. In fact, even in the minor leagues, he was called twice for throwing an illegal pitch, because he basically shortened 60 feet 6 inches to about 55 feet with the way he jumps off the rubber. Outside, 1-0.
Who's the other guy that does that?
Jordan Walden.
Walden, that's right. Everything's good right there. Watch his back foot. That's unbelievable. He's a foot in front of that rubber after his toe touches it.
I don't know how he does it. Out towards center field. Gillespie going back, and it's off his glove. It'll roll toward the track. Herrera's around third, heading home. Hernandez is being held at third. The Phillies take the lead. Another break. They lead it 3-2.
I was just getting ready to say, well, that could have been a sac fly right there.
Yep.
He overruns it. Comes back on him. Off the right-handed hitter. The ball's in the tail. Back in towards the center fielder. Two breaks in one game, Tom.
Well, for Herrera, he's darn lucky.
Yes.
And now Dan Jennings is heading out, and that's going to be it for Carter Capps. They'll bring in the lefty to face Ryan Howard and Cody Ashe. The Phillies have taken the lead. They lead it 3-2 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. So Capps just throws a couple pitches. His night is done. We have a pitching change here in Philadelphia. It's Nemours Kids Run the Bases for fans 14 and under. Tickets can be purchased for all 3 games of that series, including the Major League debut of Aaron Nola on Tuesday night, by going to Phillies.com. Well, Cole Gillespie, whose RBI double tied the game at 2,
just gave that run back where he misplayed a fly ball off the bat of Francoeur. And after Carter Capps throws 2 pitches, Dan Jennings goes back to the bullpen and will bring in the veteran Mike Dunn. 32 strikeouts for Dunn in 29 innings. It's a rather high earned run average. He had a very good start to the year. Ryan Howard will bat with runners on second and third. Hernandez at third, Franco at second. The infield is in. Outside, 1-0.
Situation second, third, 1 out. Cesar will be going on contact. Get a chance to have a big lead at third base and have a good secondary lead. It's going to be a bang play at home. Ryan puts the ball in play on the ground.
Phillies will take a fly ball here too, boy. Oof. One ball, 1 strike. 1-2. That was a good pitch right there.
I was watching McGee. Luckily, they didn't come out firing to third base because they would have had Hernandez at third base.
One ball, 2 strikes to Howard. And he goes after a high fastball. He strikes out. So there are 2 outs. Cody Ashley's due up, and they're going to bring him back, and Jeff Francoeur is going to pinch hit for him. Well, there's no righty warming up in the bullpen for the Marlins, so it will be Francoeur. Papelbon. He spent the All-Star break in Cincinnati, where he didn't pitch. Will have at least a 1-run lead to work with, and is hoping for a little bit more. Hernandez walking with John Mizrac over at third base. Franco leads off second. And that one's in there. It's 0-1. Mike Dunn, Jeff Francoeur, both out of the Atlanta Braves organization.
I've ever seen Francoeur take 2 strikes without swinging.
See the look on his face. He wants that one back. He so wants him to throw it again.
I think he wanted the first one back too. It was a kind of a cement mixed slider right down the middle.
1-2 pitch. Way outside, 2-2. Shot right on top of the action there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. In the air to left field. He just threw the bat at the ball. It's flying out of here. It is gone. A 3-run pinch hit home run for Jeff Francoeur. Out on his front foot, throwing the bat at the ball, and it goes out of the yard. And the Phillies break it open. It's a 6-2 ball game.
But I got to see the replay of this one again to believe it.
It wasn't a cement mixer, and it wasn't a ball right down the chute.
No, it's a slider down. We're talking about he could be out in front, but watch his hand stay back, and then just drops the barrel to the ball. And a big 3-run home run.
Yeah, and this didn't just get out of here, too. It was back a few rows. And it makes a winner out of Roberta Rube of Hamburg, Pennsylvania. She's just won $200 thanks to Jeff Francoeur in the McDonald's home run jackpot. 1 ball, no strikes to Freddie Galvis. And Galvis lines it into right center field. That'll drop for a hit. First career pinch hit home run for Jeff Francoeur. Now that surprises me. But he was everyday player for a good part of his career. But
remember what we were talking about earlier about left-handers coming out of the bullpen?
yeah,
I think that average went up a little bit.
runner goes. Pitch is swung on and missed. Throw to second is in time. Galvis says he's safe. Here comes Pete McCannon. They're going to ask them to hold the defense for the time being. Well, take a look at some of the swings. Off the glove of Cole Gillespie brought home Herrera. And then Jeff Francoeur's 3-run home run has opened this ball game up for the Phils. They lead it 6-2 here at the bottom of the 8th inning. I do believe the Phillies are going to challenge this play. And they're going to ask the crew chief, in this case John Hirschbeck, for a review. Take a look. We'll give you a little slow-mo action here. I believe he's out.
This will be a quick one.
Yeah. I do believe he is out. It was way closer with the naked eye than that replay showed. Fans are seeing it on the big video board here. Folks in New York have already started to look at it. Take a look again. I do believe he's out. He's either out or there's not enough evidence to overturn it. I think our first shot is the definitive shot.
Yeah. Well, the fact that his toe slides into the glove right there.
Yeah, the heel is not on the bag, at least not to what we think.
I actually thought when he took off, I thought there was no chance he was being thrown out.
I didn't think they would even throw because he had such a good jump. Well, the headsets are off the umpires. He is out at second base, and that seems to be the right call. But the Phillies score 4 runs in the inning. We'll go to the 9th inning with the Phillies on top 6-2 over the Marlins.
to play center field. And Jonathan Papelbon greeted with some hefty boos as he came in. Will take over on the mound. This is not a safe situation. Pap only has 4 save opportunities since the 1st of June. So the Phils scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning, 1 earned, the rest unearned. And they'll try to keep that lead here in the 9th and start this second half on a positive note. Papelbon spent his time in Cincinnati, according to the game stories, napping in the middle of the game in the bullpen, but also using his platform to say how much he wanted to be traded from Philadelphia to play for a winner. As Board takes strike 1, it's 0-1. And 2, 90 on that one.
I like Justin Bour's setup. The hitter from Miami, just nice and easy, simple. Doesn't overswing.
I thought they got him in the Rule 5 minor league draft, not even the major league draft, minor league draft.
From the Cubs, right?
From the Cubs. And I guess they had Anthony Rizzo. They didn't have Bryant yet, but they had Rizzo. Pops it up foul, out of play. Remains 1-2. Jeff Francoeur has hit this one out of a save situation for Papelbon. One ball, 2 strikes to Bour. Another one back.
Notice each time Papelbon's climbing the ladder a little higher and a little higher. See how high he'll go up and chase.
Well, they try to split, and it's 2-2. Fishing for that one to try to stay alive. Two balls, 2 strikes. Well, that's 9 pitches to Justin Bour.
Papelbon hasn't worked for a while, so he needs some work.
He threw a bullpen set. Well, he threw in the bullpen on Sunday. It wasn't a bullpen session, so to speak, but he did throw in San Francisco. Ground ball right side. Pretty comfortable chopper to Cesar Hernandez. 1 away. Coming up after the final out, former Phils starter Tommy Green breaks down all the action tonight and gives his insight on the Phils' performance against the Marlins. Only on Cure Auto Insurance presents Phillies Postgame Live. Here's JT Realmuto. at the end of the bat. He was expecting a fastball, did not get a fastball. That one breaks it. It's 0-2. Fly ball deep to left field. Revere climbs the wall and it is gone. Solo home run makes it a 6-3 game. It's his 5th home run of the season. And that'll bring Ichiro up.
Check out where Cameron's glove is. Check where the pitch is. Right where he wanted to throw it. Hands tucked in, short swing. Good effort by Ben.
Very good effort. Well, now Ichiro for the first time, 2,891 career hits in the big leagues. He takes high 1-0.
Look, Cameron's bottom of the zone.
That's exactly where he was set up.
Right where he was set, yeah, he was.
1 ball, 1 strike. Matt, I have some bad news for you.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Canada lost.
The United States is leading Canada in the Pan Am games 4-1 in baseball. That one's looped over the head of Galvis. A base hit. So Ichiro now at 2,892 hits. Will he get to 3,000 for his career? Depends on if anybody else gives him another chance. A remarkable ball player. Here's Gillespie. That one's off the hands. It'll be caught by Hernandez. 2 away. Yeah, Donovan Solano will pinch hit. For the Marlins. By the way, speaking of Team Canada, I'm a little disappointed in you.
What?
Pete Orr is playing.
Yes.
Why don't you play? I mean, you're older
You
than
see
Pete,
my
but
gut? My Lord.
I don't know.
Sometimes that means I wouldn't be sitting in beautiful Philadelphia
That is true.
watching this game tonight.
We'd be entertained, though, from a distance.
You'd be entertained, all right.
Runner goes, pitches outside, no throw, so Ichiro will get to second with defensive indifference.
Few ex-big leaguers for Team Canada. Jeff Francis, Amont, Hill.
All they needed was the stairs.
Maybe a Votto and a Morneau.
Well,
They were 5-0 coming in today's game. And they're the defending Pan Am Games champions. Yes, I do have a little bragging right now. Well, not really. You guys are winning 4-1.
yeah, Canada's picked up some medals, though. 2-0 to Solano with runner at second. Fly ball, shallow right field. This should do it. Dominic Brown is under it, and he makes the catch, and the Phils take game 1 over the Miami Marlins by a final score of 6-3. Well, they're facing Jose Fernandez tonight. The Phillies were wondering, well, where would the runs come from? They were helped out. There were a handful of mistakes made by the Miami Marlins. The Phillies made their share of mistakes as well. But they got a big 3-run home run by Jeff Francoeur that turned out to be the difference in this game. Our W.B. Mason deliveries of the game. Well, here are the The ball's put in play in the 8th inning for the Phils that led to 4 runs.
Yes, Francoeur hits the line drive to center field. Overrun. Ball comes back off the glove of the center fielder. Bosler at the time. Herrera scores from second base. Francoeur shows, and all of a sudden Frenchie comes up on a 2-strike approach with 2 outs. Off speed down the zone, drives out of the ballpark for a huge 3-run home run. And speaking of Frenchies, with Murph down the field.
All right, thank you very much, Matt. Yep, here with Jeff Francoeur, and I've watched the replay about 3 times. I still don't know what I saw. Take us through that home run, because I know when you got back to the Duckett, you guys are having some laughs about it.
That's my golf swing, man. I played 18 yesterday, and it worked out well for me today. I don't know what that was. You know, I was being a little careful. There was a base open. I didn't know how much, and you know, first pitch right down the middle, third pitch right down the middle. I was thinking I might want to swing this sooner or later, and you know, I was able to stay. I mean, quite frankly, I was out in front, but I was able to keep my hands back enough to get a good swing on it.
And it's not like it just cleared the wall. That was about 5. You're a pretty big, strong man, I guess, right?
I'm a big, strong man.
You know what? It's a good way to start out the unofficial second half of the season. You know, wins have been tough to come by for this ball club, but everyone certainly counts.
No doubt. You know, we looked up in the 5th inning, and Fernandez had 48, 49 pitches, but we battled him that 1 inning, came up Howie with that huge hit. You know, and I mean, it's a nice win tonight. You know, it's one of those things that obviously we know what our record is, we know what we've done, but at the same time we know that, you know, we still got 2.5 months to play good baseball, hopefully.
Pete McCannon was talking about before the game, just trying to get better. You know, that's the goal for the second half of the season. Just play better baseball each and every game. Is that what the clubhouse is talking about as well? Yeah,
no doubt. I tell you what, man, that West Coast road trip, I think everybody just needed 4 days off from each other. You know, we've been grinding. It's been a tough month with everything that's happened, and you know, I think it's exactly what Pete said. Just come out, do BP every day, get your work in, and get ready to play.
All right, well, your 7-iron was the difference tonight. Nice job, man. Fred, just send it back upstairs. Thanks, man.
All right, Murph, we appreciate that. Phillies win it 6-3 over the Miami Marlins to take Game 1 of this 3-game series. Our Chevrolet player of the game. Well, this guy doesn't bear in the decision, but Matt, he really pitched a heck of a game.
He really did, and I like to bounce back from his last outing out west. 2 huge double plays when he needed to. You know, that's the key of a good pitcher. Making some quality pitches when he needed to. I thought he had very good command of his changeup tonight. Had late movement, getting a lot of weak ground balls. He threw more fastballs inside. He spotted his fastball very nicely tonight, so that is why he's your player of the game.
So Adam Morgan does not get the decision. Ken Giles does. The Phillies will take it, though. They win it 6-3. Game 1 in the books. We'll be back to wrap it up right after this.